Hello everybody and welcome. I'm just gonna give it a couple seconds for everybody to show up and then we're gonna get started. If you can read, which I hope you can see that I am building the mystery machine today, which was sent to us. I purchased it from someone in our community. I don't want to look like I forgot their name, but they have a little business card in here. So Daddy-O's Bricks, so they're pretty cool. Bought it from them, very nice, great deal. So thank you, Daddy-O Bricks. Evan is also around here somewhere, but he is going to be packing orders today, so it's mostly going to be me in front of the screen. He does have a microphone on him, so you will hear him at some point. I don't know if it's live right now, but okay. But he is around. We've been getting an insane amount of orders recently. However, unfortunately, they have not been worth a lot, so our total sales are about the same, but the amount of sales has gone up a ton. So he has been spending a ton of time packing. I just got back from a trip, so I guess I will go ahead and say hello to everybody that is here. I just lost the mouse though, so I can't scroll up.
Well, use this one just because I'm.
Hello, Doug. Welcome. Great to have you here. We just talked to you on the Patreon chat, so great. Your story, by the way, was definitely very funny. JB, hello. Funbrick, hello. James Lewis, welcome back for the second time. We appreciate you being here. It's fantastic. Great to have someone else from the UK. It seems like there are a lot of people from the UK that watch our channel, so that is fantastic. Glad to see that our advice holds up. Hello, Nathaniel. It is not a mock. It is an official set. It is set number 75902. If you wanted to look that up. It came out in 2015. So yeah, it's a set I've wanted for a long time. I love Scooby-Doo. So fantastic. Hello, Adam. Welcome. Great to have you here. Dunder Mifflin, Brick Co., welcome back. My trip was fantastic. For those of you who don't know, I was out of the store for a week, about maybe a little bit more. I was in Montana with my parents. We were at Glacier National Park RVing, and that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it was on fire. Well, not the actual park, but the area around there was a big fire, so I leave California, which is on fire, to go to a place that is on fire. So it was pretty smoky for the second half of the trip. Thankfully, it rained the first day I was there. So it actually, the rain kind of washed out a lot of smoke. So we did get 2 clear days in. We went up, there's this road that kind of goes up a bunch of mountains called the Going to the Sun Road. I'm sure you can Google it. I would show you photos, but I don't know if the camera can accurately capture stuff off my phone. But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. Very beautiful for those first couple days while it wasn't super smoky. Did a lot of hikes, got out. Good to get out of the city air. So that was fantastic. So yeah, that was how my trip is. Doug says he has been to Glacier. So yeah, it's a fantastic park. Cracked Craig, welcome back. Great to have you guys. Well, great to have you here again. I was reading your message at the same time I was talking there. So yeah, welcome. I guess, hello Jack, welcome. Looks like people are starting to show up now, so I will go ahead and get right into this. I think Evan is working on something, so he'll make his way over here and say hello at some point.
Yes, I'm off screen, but hello everyone. I am currently going to upload some pieces, but I'll be in the frame in just a moment.
JB was listening through his headphones while on a roller coaster. Mighty impressive. Really multitasking there. And thank you. I'm glad to be back. So these are still sealed. So unfortunately, no box and no instructions, which is totally fine. I knew that was going to be the case. They were also very nice to. They didn't have the sticker sheet, so what the seller, Daddy-O Bricks, did actually, if I remember, basically free of charge. I think he only charged me a little bit, is he actually went through and he threw in all of the pre-stickered pieces for me from his own store that he happened to have almost all of them in stock.
Oh, really?
And so he threw them in. So there's actually going to be some doubles in here, but that's because he didn't have the sticker sheet, and I guess he felt bad that he was not able to get me that. So that was absolutely fantastic. There's one piece missing. the tree, I believe, but that's fine. I'm not going to spend a ton of money to get it shipped from somewhere, so we'll just be down that one piece. Maybe if I come across it later, or if someone has it, I would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Soulflame. Welcome back. I've seen you a couple times. You usually seem to make it. Usually near the end, though. And oh, Dunder Mifflin says Glacier is about 4 to 5 hours from me, yet I have never been. It was fantastic. It was great. I definitely recommend waiting for the fire to die down before you go, or go right after the rain, because otherwise you're not going to be able to see anything. And like, you know, it's very beautiful. One sec. We'll try this. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
You can try to show your phone?
Yeah.
Can you plug in your phone to an HDMI?
I have USB-C. I also have Samsung DeX, but I don't know if that's compatible with AirPlay. So it's AirPlay, but...
Oh. Well, we couldn't AirPlay today. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this looks. Oh, it's doable. There's a bit of glare, but... Okay, let's see. So there's... These are some photos I took.
Looks like a screensaver.
Yeah, I know that it was.
Yeah,
it was
like...
very nice there. But yeah, some nice waterfalls. This was overlooking like the main valley. There's this road. I don't know if you guys can see, but it goes along here basically. It's this really tiny, thin mountain road. Oh, very, very beautiful. This was kind of looking out on the valley as well. But yeah, honestly, it was very, very nice. We went on some trails and stuff. Nice and green. I'm trying to find, like, there's this one, yeah, like right here. Very, very beautiful. And there's this one spot along the road. Yeah, right here where you can kind of see the lone mountain sticking up. But
Sunita, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
How are you?
I hope you are doing well. Soulflame says, yeah, but I usually join the chat 10-15 minutes before it ends. Yeah. JB says, looks like a Windows desktop photo. I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment. But I hope that that's a compliment. All right, let's actually get started on this. I don't want to turn this into a 2-stream build, but with how I am, I'm sure it will be. Especially without Evan over here to take away...
I will try to read the chat and moderate. I'm just off screen. We were really trying to get 2 cameras, or to hook up, to do 2 cameras today, but we just didn't have time.
I lost it, like, years ago, apparently.
I mean, we have... Next time we'll have 2. What I wanted to do today was have a camera on the cart as I was going through the aisle, and Paul here, and he could switch between the 2 as we needed to talk and stuff. Hello, Chris. Welcome. That was the intention. It didn't happen today, unfortunately. But next time we can make that happen. And I actually just bought something so we can do it all wirelessly, so that the cart can actually roll around instead of having an extension cable or cord plugged in. I remember last time when I was packing orders on stream, I had an extension cord. I think the table was still here actually, and we hadn't even moved the aisle, like shifted the wall this way, but I had a cable plugged in and it was wrapped around the bottom of the cart so I could make my way down the aisle with the cart, but it was still plugged in and I had to like unravel it and stuff, and then I had an Ethernet running. So I think we got it now so it can be all wireless, so the cart can freely roam around and stuff, which will be very nice. Doug says, pics were nice, but the main image seems grainy for anyone else as well. I can look into that a little bit. Sunita says, how many pieces does that set have, Paul?
Let's look. 75902.
Doug, I'm looking at the image, and to me it looks okay after it comes back from YouTube.
And it looks okay before it goes to YouTube from this screen here, so...
Currently I'm off screen. I'm going to be adding some used pieces.
Let's see. Piece count.
And I'm going to do it the inefficient way.
301, so pretty small, but still a set I've wanted. This one will absolutely be going on display on my bookshelf. It will actually fit. So yeah. JB says that's how I meant it. They generally don't pick bad pictures. Yeah. What was it? That one photo, like the iconic Windows XP background, was,
with
I think,
the sky and the hills.
Yeah. That was not requested by Microsoft. Some guy just pulled over on the side of the road, took that photo, and Microsoft really liked it.
Really?
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that is correct. Someone out there can correct me if that's not correct, because I read that on a forum. So, you never know. But to my knowledge, that is correct. So, yes, greetings, Chris. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing? How is the store doing? Adam says, go to London on holiday. Are you saying you went to London, or you want me to go to London?
No, he wants you to go.
Yeah, I want to go everywhere. I don't stop talking about how I want to go to everywhere. So I will end up in London at some point. I plan on doing a lot of traveling, and I've thought once I kind of get my groove on and start doing that, definitely in 2022, I'm going to try and go somewhere at least once every 2 months. But I don't know. I thought about maybe doing some meet and greets. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't want to promise anything. But yeah, I would love to go to London. I've actually been there before when I was a kid, but as a kid, detested traveling. Actually, no, I loved staying in the hotel rooms, but and I loved eating, but I didn't like going anywhere else. So, yeah, that. But I've grown up now, and now I want to go traveling. But I did go to London at some point. Don't remember too much of it. Sunita says, thanks. Is that the only Scooby-Doo thing you have? Yes. Well, Lego-wise, yes. When I was little, I was really, really into Scooby-Doo. So there's merch up in the attic. But Lego, yes, this is the only thing I have. Although I will probably buy more. I don't know if that will be in the immediate future. I'm trying to save up.
Scooby-Doo sets are pretty expensive.
Yeah. Evan and I both want Teslas, and that's my primary saving goal right now. So I'm trying to not spend any money. I also want to go on a trip. I think I want to go to Denver, but we'll see which one of those two priorities, the Tesla or
a new car or a trip
out.
To somewhere.
Yeah,
because I will definitely take a new car before a trip.
Well,
too.
the thing is, I would be using the car to go on trips.
Oh, you want to do a road trip?
Well, it depends, right? Because it's not like it's either or. Because a trip, I'm pretty budget conscious.
I hope your trip doesn't cost as much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it would only delay things by like a month.
Yeah.
So,
Sunita, I could talk about this for hours.
Yeah, we can go and go and go.
I picked up
we
Paul
don't
from
know.
LAX the other day, and it was like an hour and a half home, and we
just talked continuously about Tesla.
Most of the way, yeah.
The answer is whichever one you're willing to give us for free, but no. All of them, but probably what it'll end up being is a 3 or a Y. The S is just out of our budget range and doesn't. Evan needs a car that he can actually fit stuff in.
Well, yeah, so I have a couple options. A lot of the work I do, I need a vehicle that I can fit equipment in. So the car I have now, I can fit a decent amount of equipment in. And I'm not terribly concerned if I accidentally just make a small scratch or whatever. So it's not horrible or something. If I slightly scuff up the inside.
You're worried that your parents are watching, aren't you?
No, I'm concerned. No.
Because I remember you scuffed the little boarding.
Yeah, I would get in trouble
thing,
when I was a little younger as I would scuff cars up. But obviously my goal is not to mess up the inside of the car. But for the work I do, I could get a Model Y, and it would be enough space on the inside that I can continue doing what I do. The only concern is that it's a Tesla and it's a $60,000 car, and if I scratch the inside, I just scratch the inside of a $60,000 car. So my thought is potentially keep the car I have now as a work kind of utility vehicle.
See, Evan does
And
not want to buy a used Tesla.
I won't buy a used Tesla only because you don't know how the batteries were treated. Like, it's just, I want a new Tesla because it's an electric vehicle. In theory, it should last me 10 years, etc. Chris just said the Tesla today will cost you $1.2 million in 45 years. Have you heard the saying that this $1 soda cost me $88?
Are you talking about inflation-wise?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
actually, Doug also was talking about stuff, but said he was looking into the Tesla roof. I think the Tesla roof, if I owned a house, would be something I would look into.
My
as
dad
well.
was thinking about that because he took another look at the solar.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for here, the roof is still guaranteed for like another 20 years.
Yeah, then it doesn't make sense. Right,
you
if
know,
you're replacing your roof.
We'd have to completely restructure the entire support structure for the roof,
right,
too.
because then they have to run, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if I was going to, if I had purchased a house and the roof needed to be replaced anyway, I mean, obviously it costs a little bit more, but I don't see a reason why you wouldn't want to potentially look at doing a Tesla or some sort of new roof that
Well, you don't.
can save you money.
You could make the argument that the efficiency of solar panels is going to continue to rise, so it's a bad time to buy one.
But then it's always a bad time to buy one.
Yeah, but eventually you'll hit a point where the curve will, you know, smooth out.
We're starting to smooth out, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you bought one 10 years ago, it's I mean, I don't think they had the Tesla one, but yeah, back to the car. I want the Y. I think that's probably what I'll end up getting, but I also want an S. I just would have a high car payment, and I don't know if I want that. Because I would almost prefer to not have a car payment at all and just pay cash, but there's no way I could do that with a Model S. No way at all.
Yes.
So
that's kind of the thing with the S is it's like, you know, if I was going to buy, I mean, technically all the Teslas are luxury cars, but
yeah,
there's a difference.
Insurance,
right? You know, there's a difference. If I was going to buy a luxury vehicle, I would have to be making enough in order to justify essentially wasting the money on a non-appreciating thing. I would have to be able to pay it in cash and not. I mean, obviously, at basically any wealth, you know, standpoint, that amount of money is going to make you flinch, but not to the point where that's a decision that I have to agonize over, just because that money is basically lost. Yeah, what Chris says, if you invest the same amount that a Tesla costs in 45 years, it will be worth over $1.2 million. Yeah, that is, you know, a very good point. And
but I want a Tesla now, Chris.
Well, that's the consumerism.
Well,
but,
yeah, of course.
You know, I think it's about, you know, staging. Right, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without giving bad advice. Because, okay. If you're watching this, you need to finish watching until I finish my paragraph, not my sentence. If you save all your money, you'll never get to enjoy it. However, you should still save most of your money, because later on, you're going to want to be able to do something with it, right? And, you know, it comes down to basically the hedonic calculus I'm doing is how many hours of emotional joy do I get out of this Tesla if I were to purchase it versus if I kept my current car and still engaged in the same activities, right? You know, what is the cost differential? And if I was going to be paying it hourly, right? Like if I was going to rent one, would that hourly value equal the amount of enjoyment that I would get, right? Like, you know, if I was going to, let's say, spend it on going to a theme park, right? Sometimes that is worth it because I really, really, really want to go to a theme park and I'm really, really going to enjoy that and I'm really, really going to remember that. And so the value cost of that dollar is worth it to me. With a Tesla, what I need to figure out is the enjoyment I'm going to get out of it, you know, equal to the dollar cost of it, right? And I think the answer is yes. Because it's, you know, it's what is it, the 10-day, 10-month, 10-year rule. If you want something cheap, wait 10 days before you buy it. If you want something moderately expensive, wait 10 months. And if you want something really expensive, like a house, wait 10 years. And Evan and I both have wanted a Tesla for
another
a very long time.
David kind of brings up the point is one, it's also better for the environment. That's, I wouldn't say my primary reason for wanting one.
Well, you could get a way cheaper electric car that is just as good for the environment.
Exactly. The difference is, for me, I spend, and being in Southern California, gas is very expensive, and I drive a lot. So for me, it would actually save me, quote unquote save, because of course I'm purchasing a new vehicle, but it would reduce the cost over the next 10 years or 8 years or however long I have the car in gas prices, which are for the most part continuing to go up, while electricity is significantly cheaper. So that's why, for me, like, not to say I should get an electric car over you, but it makes financially, I think, more sense because I would save a significant, because I drive so much more than you do. That's part of my argument for an electric vehicle.
But what's your argument for a Tesla?
If I'm going to get a new car, I'd prefer to spend the money to get a Tesla. Because I want a Tesla as well.
For me,
that's part of it. Anyway.
Another huge thing is the...
Brick on the block, welcome to the stream.
Is the self-driving.
Cynthia, welcome to the stream.
That, if I'm going to be totally honest, if there was another vehicle maker that had the self-driving...
There are some.
To the same quality as Tesla, which to my knowledge does not exist. Maybe someone can tell me something, but it's cheaper than Tesla and still electric. That is what I would probably end up picking. I really do not like driving. It stresses me out a lot. And I've been driving for enough years now that I think I will continue to be stressed by driving. It's not just that I'm new at it. So, to me, and especially because I want to go on a lot of road trips and I want to do a lot of traveling, the stress of the autopilot, I think, equals out to me. But what? Okay.
See, I know for me, at least initially, the autopilot will stress me out more than regular.
I know that I'm a bad enough driver that I trust the autopilot
more than you trust yourself.
More than I trust myself. My parents, I hope, are not listening, but I've almost been in so many accidents that were 100% my fault that,
nice.
Like, if I was not driving, the streets would be a much safer place. So, you know, thankfully, I have had one impact, which was with the stationary object, and I am very confident that I hit someone else's car while going on Newland, but I went back. I looked at all the cars that were parked on the side of the street, and I spent like 15 or 20 minutes looking, and I could not find a scratch mark on anything. So I didn't know which one of the cars I brushed, just that I thought my mirror had hit one, and I couldn't find any damage. So I don't know, but yeah. So you know, who knows? But
cool story.
Brick on the Block says, are you guys talking about EVs and Teslas? Yes, that is correct. David West says, go vegetarian, buy an EV.
Okay, I don't think I could do vegetarian. I'm sorry.
I could not.
I can be good for the gas part. I won't burn the fossil fuels, but the cows are still gonna.
Yeah, the cows still gonna die.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So let's see. Chris
James
says.
I think for the most part I would agree with you when you say better to pay more for the quality, but also I would argue that with a car, if you're getting an electric vehicle, in theory, a car should last you unless you're getting a cheap used car or something. A Tesla, you know, is a luxury vehicle regardless of which one you get, so I agree with your argument, but I don't think it fits for Tesla just because you're spending more for the luxury of it being a Tesla, not necessarily just it being a good car.
Yeah.
You can get another good car that's an EV as well for much cheaper, maybe like probably for new 50%.
I mean,
70% of the cost. You could save a decent amount of money. The difference is being Tesla. It also probably depends where you live. And being in California, Tesla is, in terms of resources, superchargers, all that kind of stuff, there's an abundance of everything. Also, so if we ever want to go on a road trip, the whole West Coast for the most part, you can plan out if you need to stop. I'm sure if you're in kind of the center of the United States.
No, there's actually a ton of stops now. Yes,
really? Okay.
You can get to most places.
Okay. Yeah, because for a while it was definitely East or West Coast stuff. But that's good to hear that they're expanding.
Yeah, so, but what Chris was saying, just wait for the right season. If it fits into your budget, and that includes 25% to 35% investment now at your age, I'd say go for it. I started investing at 22 years old, and now I have plenty to retire. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna spend 100% of my money on a
yeah,
Tesla.
no,
That's
yeah.
not what I'm saying. I just, yeah, no, that would be a terrible decision.
Yeah, the Tesla comes when, you know, I already have, you know, money elsewhere. James says, but wouldn't Tesla have better customer services? Kind of.
Potentially, but
Tesla kind of, no, sorry.
No? Okay, that's fine.
They kind of, the issue with a Tesla, Evan and I have talked about this, and based off of what I've read recently, things have kind of changed. But Tesla does not allow you to fix their own vehicle, to allow you to fix your vehicles. Not to mention, you really can't, because the parts are made to order. They do not have spare parts. So basically, this is once again my understanding of it, based off of reading their blog and talking to an insurance agent. One of the reasons why Teslas are so expensive insurance-wise is because there's a part scarcity. Tesla makes exactly how many parts as there are vehicles. So basically, if you need a new part, you have to get in line, and when they next run that part on, you know, in the Gigafactory, they'll make an extra for you. So basically, you just have to kind of sit and wait, and eventually they'll get around to it, which obviously can cause a lot of problems. Now, for someone like me who does not drive a ton, that's not the end of the world if I was carless for a week or two. But for someone like Evan, I imagine that would...
I would assume, though, and I don't know, that I have seen the Tesla courtesy cars with the sticker that says courtesy vehicle. I don't know exactly how you get those, but I'm going to assume if
My guess is that it's with Tesla insurance.
Well,
because most insurance companies will give you a rental vehicle for a certain amount of time.
No, I know, but I would assume if you're... That's what I'm saying. If you go to the Tesla, whatever it is, I don't even know what it is. Actually, I think they come out to you and take the car usually. Or fix it there or whatever.
Yeah.
But I assume they have another vehicle for you.
Well, my guess is that is if you have Tesla brand insurance, because Tesla has their own insurance. My guess is that another rental car company will not give you the same car. They will give you a cheap car. That's just my assumption.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never been involved in an insurance claim, but Sunita, basically that's what we were just saying. I don't know.
What did she say? So if you had to get a new part for your Tesla, they give you your car to borrow till you do it. Probably. I mean, yeah, usually there's a, I think for most things, there's an opportunity to get a rental or a loaner vehicle of some sort while things are being fixed.
Goodbye, Chris. Hope you enjoyed dinner.
Bye,
Christian
Chris.
Schwank says, I can send you a... Oh, Schwank, welcome. At least while I have been here, I haven't packed an order from you for a while, but it's great to see you.
Oh, no, I just packed an order for Schwank a couple days ago, I think.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, very recent.
I can send you a part that goes into a Tesla, and you can build your own. Feels like a Lego, I guess, and would take forever. So, Christian, we never got an answer from you last time. You placed these very interesting orders that have a very different profile from a lot of other orders that we see. What do you do? Is it for a personal collection? Do you build for other people? Are you willing to share it? Because we've always been curious as to what it is that you do. Is you order a very different group of pieces and organize your order in a very different way than a lot of other people do. And
Or do you drop ship somehow?
Yeah, do you drop
Although
ship?
we always ship
we're
it.
totally fine. By the way, some stores have an issue with drop shippers. We're not one of those. You're buying from us anyway. If you are a drop shipper and you buy from us to drop ship, I don't have an issue with that. Just do know that there will be a card in there. But yeah.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. How are you?
Welcome. That is not on... Interesting.
Sometimes it's not synced.
Yeah.
You notice that? Yeah, it's very weird.
Um,
I'm off screen. I'm currently adding parts to the store. We were trying for 2 cameras. It didn't happen. Long story short.
yes. Sunita wants to know, when you guys doing a live stream of packing orders or videos?
That was the plan
We keep
today.
meaning to. That was the plan for today, but it didn't happen because we couldn't get 2 cameras working. But it will happen eventually.
That might be next
People have
weekend,
been
actually.
very, very patient in terms of waiting for their order. One person did ask for it to be shipped to them, which is obviously totally fine because it takes us forever to get around. Christian says, it's part of everything. It's for my own build. It's for friends who want parts and don't want to check themselves. It's for my collection and for mocks I'm building. Okay, interesting. So it is mostly you. Interesting.
We've just found it interesting, Christian, mostly because, like, there will be, like, let's say you order something on BrickLink on Tuesday, and then it's interesting because literally on Wednesday we'll get an order from you that's on Brick Owl. So it's like you're using 2 platforms, 2 different days, but right next to each other. It just, I don't know, it doesn't bother us at all. It's just Kyle always packs your orders, not always, but a lot of the time for some reason packs your orders, and we've been trying to figure out what you do because you place a lot of orders in quick succession. I don't know, we were just curious.
Nice
Ben,
to finally know.
welcome to the stream. I think you were here a minute ago or a while ago, but Forge Request says, I see. Daniel says, used or new Lego? I don't know what that question's to. I don't know if that's what this is. I'm not sure. Christian says, you guys' quality is so great, so this is who I buy from. And you are nice guys as well, I think is what that
Thank
says.
you.
Thank you. And thank you for your purchases, like for real. It's very nice to have consistent. To see people come back clearly means we know we're doing something okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Paul and Evan. Just opened my BrickLink store this week. How do I get my first sale? You know, that's something you just have to kind of wait for, unfortunately. I wouldn't say there's an easy answer to that. You just have to kind of wait.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
I have no clue.
Oh, no, you marked down your prices.
I sold
Yeah.
everything at the minimum price. Like
Don't do
literally
that.
the lowest price on BrickLink because I didn't think about anything at the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess technically maybe you could do that for 1 or 2 orders. Just
Yeah,
to get
I
that
guess
little order
potentially you
thing
could
up
get
there.
a few orders at a really low price just to get the idea of how to pick orders and stuff. And then
And to
raise
get
it all
a
back to
couple
the
positive feedbacks, and
Yeah, you could
then.
potentially do that. That might not be a terrible idea.
But I still recommend you just wait.
Yeah, just waiting it out is the way to do it. And while you're waiting, keep adding things to your store, keep working on it, all that kind of stuff. Christian Swank says, I am the international man of mystery. Just Brick says, 286th ride overall on this coaster. That's insane. Ben's finishing up his work.
You spend a. I don't understand your roller coaster thing. It's so much.
Yeah, Sunita says, I'd love to order Lego from your store, but with the import charge, it would cost quite a lot. I know, it's really unfortunate that it costs so much to do international shipping and customs and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely disappointing. Okay, Daniel said, I meant for BrickLink store. What is better, new or used? I don't know if there's a better option. We were looking today at Brick Vibe, who's one of the biggest, or I think is the biggest store on BrickLink, or at least in the US. I think on the whole thing though. Brick Vibe has entirely new pieces, 8,000 lots, roughly 10 million parts, doing really great sales. We, on the other hand, have more lots, a lot less than 10 million pieces, 200,000 parts roughly. And you can get your lot count up with used, but clearly there's people out there doing entirely new with lower, 8,000 is a lot, but lower lot counts, just high quantity. So who knows? We, I think right now are under the assumption that used is the way to go. It's going to diversify your store and in theory get more people to your store. But the value of used pieces, as we've learned over the past few weeks or a couple months now, is, you know, I'm uploading used pieces right now. This whole bag might be worth 25 cents. I don't actually know what it is. It's just jumpers.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's 12 jumpers in here or something. Might be worth 25 cents. I don't actually know.
I would say on average.
With new, though, this could be $1. So
Well,
who knows?
I mean, I would say on average I spend, let's say an hour of between an hour and a half of processing to generate a $60 BSX. I would say on average, and that's including my down sorting strategy and
I don't know
the
that that's
cataloging.
accurate though, because the average is so different between all of them. Like it changes so much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like just kind of looking at what I've done, that I feel like is kind of where it ends up. But that number's not based off of calculations. That number is based off of me looking at things.
Hello, Brickslayer. Welcome to the stream. The order picker so far has only been here, I think we've had him for 4 weeks, and he had foot surgery, so 2 of those weeks he hasn't been here. Other than that, we've only caught 1 error for the 2 weeks he packed, which isn't bad, I guess. He should be back on Monday, though. But the order picker's going fine. The nice thing is it's our Monday orders, so it's a long day of picking orders usually. And so it frees Paul and I up to do other things like add pieces to the store and stuff on Monday, which is very nice. So far it's going well. And I think it's worth paying someone so far. He also not catalogs, he sorts a ton like during the week and brings it back, so that's nice as well. It's kind of a bonus. But yeah, order picker's going so far so good. We haven't started teaching him multi-order packing yet, which will be something that we do soon. T. Haynes, is that what that says?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, can I get a shout out to Sanjay building a Spidey set? Nice, pretty cool. Thank you so much for that super chat. And Brickslayer says, sweet. Yeah, pretty nice. He's my cousin, so we don't actually have anyone coming in who is not either a close friend or family member or something. We won't have people come in and be employees or contractors doing stuff for us until we have another location that's not attached to our house. But yeah, for now, it's going well. And the good thing is he's also excited about the growth. So I think this is something why Chris and the Great Brick Lab are successful, is because he has a group of people, like a team, who works for him, who are also very happy and excited to be growing the store. And I think that's the key. If you have people coming in who are just here and mindlessly doing stuff and don't want to be here and aren't excited about potentially growing, and like Nicholas, our contractor, is really excited to move to a warehouse, and he everything. So that's, I think, extremely important. If you can get your team excited as well, then you'll be pretty good. Yeah.
I finished instruction set 1.
Nice.
There's 2 books here, but there's also 2 bags left. So I don't know what's happening there. But here it is. So far, the bottom of the mystery machine. So now I'm gonna go ahead and open up number 2 here. And get started on that. All right. Oh, I guess I was supposed to build Shaggy. I didn't see that in the instructions.
Daniel says, we started adding used parts and it's really good because new parts has a lot of stores. That's true as well. Although I don't know if there's a way to find this out. There probably is somehow. I wonder if there are more people selling new on BrickLink or more people selling used. Or not people, but quantity-wise, which one is more? That I'm not sure. But I'd be curious to find that out.
My guess is the quantity, there's probably more used, but people, there's probably more new, because new is a lot easier to get into.
Yeah, that is true.
Funbrick Creation says, wow, that was a quick build so far. Yeah. What time is it? It is 4 o'clock. So I might have to figure out something else as well. I have a little bit of a Minecraft set left, so maybe I'll do that.
You still haven't finished that one?
Nope.
Wow.
I think there's only a couple more parts left. But yeah, definitely a very small build. I'm also going to do a hidden side set at some point, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I want to see if I can get Kyle over here to take part in that. Brickslayer
Ben is all done with work. That is amazing. Congratulations.
Brickslayer says he just found out that he is ranked number 22 in the USA on BrickLink.
Nice.
That
pretty
is
good.
awesome.
Is that based on lot count or? Are those the only two things you can rank the stores on? Piece count and lot count. You can't do it by like sales or anything, can you?
James Lewis says, I'm building the medieval blacksmith, but I made a mistake and now there's a gap on the lower level, and I really don't want to rebuild it.
No.
I might buy a brick to fill or might rebuild.
Aw.
Yeah, when I was doing Harry Potter, I understand. I understand that a lot. There's something wrong with it. I missed an important piece somewhere, but you know, it's still standing a year later or 6 months later, whatever.
I mean,
So.
it shouldn't. If it just collapses, I think there's a problem.
Yeah. Still got to figure out where to put it, but
For now, it's got a good spot.
yeah.
Brickslayer says BrickLink is lot count, Brick Owl's feedback. I didn't know you could rate, or in all honesty, I do not look at Brick Owl that often in terms of, I don't play around with anything. I just kind of go to pick orders, and that's literally it. But that's pretty nice that you can, oh no, what did I do wrong?
Funbrick Creation wants to know, how do you find out the ranking for stores? I've totally forgotten. I believe that there's a way to go sort by lot count or piece count. I don't know what tab it's under, as I've never actually done it myself, but
I think you can Google, pretty sure you can just Google BrickLink store ranking or something, and a thing comes up.
do you remember when Kyle used to play the Scooby-Doo, What's New Scooby-Doo, and it would get stuck in our head?
Yeah,
What was the other thing?
I have no clue.
There was another thing that you played as revenge, or maybe Kyle played What's New Scooby-Doo as revenge for you playing something else.
I don't know. Probably. Yeah, there's a few of those things that just get stuck in your head.
I miss when the store was less work and more just goofing around. But I also very much appreciate the growth and the money. Let's see. James Lewis says, I'm thinking about buying Hogwarts Castle for my birthday in 2 weeks or for Christmas. Do you reckon Hogwarts Castle will be retired before Christmas? Probably not. Probably not retired before Christmas. It's a pretty big set. I think it'll stay around for a long time. JB says, I'm 145th in the US. Jabbit B is about halfway up the same page as me, so probably 125th.
Nice. And that's in terms of lot count, I think, right? Yeah, our lot count is, I don't know what it's at exactly right now, but
We're moving up.
yeah, slowly getting there. But we are far from those people who don't consolidate. And eventually, we've talked about potentially not consolidating, but currently we consolidate everything, and that's limiting our lot count. Yeah. Brickslayer says, pay people to sort catalog and pick orders so you can goof around all day. That's the long-term goal.
Yes,
exactly.
One day we'll come in. I mean, no, we won't. But I like to dream. We'll come in, and we'll goof around. And
Why would we even come in?
No, just to flex.
Oh, I see.
Just to be like, ha. But no,
Okay.
that's mean. Please, if you own a business, don't do that to your employees. That's very mean. Unless you're gonna take the whole group out for beers after work, don't come in and do that.
Ben says, and this is, I think, it's not controversial, but it's a discussion that a lot of people have. Ben says consolidation is much easier. For us, it is right now at the size we're at. In the future, that might not be the case. Who knows? But everyone has their own opinion. The problem is, in order for us to truly test, we'd have to have the same pieces we're inputting into the inventory, these same orders, like two parallel inventories just sorted a different way in order for us to actually test which one's easier. And maybe at some point we can try that somehow, but currently there's no way for us to do that unless we opened a second BrickLink store and placed fake order. Like it just wouldn't work, but maybe eventually that's something we'll look at. T says, one day I'm gonna have to boot out my tenants so my BrickLink store can expand. Nice.
That's the American spirit right there.
Well, T is not in America.
The American spirit is not.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Not national.
David says consolidation is better. I'm 260 by lot count, no duplicates. 12.5 thousand lots. Nice, pretty good. Soulflame says, yeah, also as a buyer, I don't like the stores where you have to scroll through 10 lots of the same part in the same color. It makes it difficult to buy the right quantities. Oh, David West says top 60. Gotcha, okay. That makes sense. Congrats, top 60. Is that on the first page, or are there only 50 listings on the first page?
Excuse me. Oh. You know, every time I start streaming, doesn't matter how excited, how energized I am before, I for some reason immediately become exhausted. T. Haynes says, woohoo, can I have American spirit to go with my Canadian and Australian spirit?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sure, you can. You just have to rent a pass. Ben says, I'm just shy of 11,000 lots with consolidation, trying to catch up to David. David West says, number 2 in Michigan, and first place is a notorious duplicator.
Ah.
Interesting. JB says, but it smells like Teen Spirit, though. James Lewis says, have you two ever thought of going on Lego Masters? We don't build mocks.
Yeah, no way.
No way.
It would be interesting, but like that'd be the worst.
Do they have a live studio audience?
No, I don't think so.
No. Because I was thinking we could
that
do
would
that.
Be fun.
we could go be an audience.
Yeah. No, it'd be like when I was younger, and I think a lot of people think this at some point, it'd be cool to be a Lego builder, a Lego designer. And I probably went through a short phase that was that case. But
what happened to the chef?
That was a long time, actually.
Yeah.
That was until I hit, well, somewhere in middle school.
Was that until you got to Bolt TV?
I wouldn't say Bolt TV was the deciding factor for that, but it was film in middle school screwed up my chef career, or my want to be a chef. It would still be very fun.
Have you ever thought about going to culinary school just for fun?
I mean, it's not cheap, but if at some point I have the opportunity, yeah, in all honesty, I probably would. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
JB says, shoot, my phone's down to 4%, won't be here long.
Oh no.
Goodbye, JB. Good luck.
Although, don't worry, your phone lasts the longest once it gets to 1.
Mr. Chills a lot, hello, welcome, hope you are doing well. Daniel wants to know how old we are. We're both in our young 20s. Soulflame, yeah, I wanted to work at Lego when I was a kid. Now I'm happy that I don't, because I can build what I like without a boss breathing down my neck. Yeah, who? Gee, I can't believe I just forgot his name.
Jack?
Yes.
He doesn't work for Lego, though.
No, he doesn't work directly for Lego, but he does build for a living.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry if you're watching. I had it on. I knew who I was talking about, I swear. Daniel says, I worked at Lego. Yeah, right. You used to work in one of the Lego factories or something. I think that we had asked you a question about the bags. Yeah.
Yeah, you told us about the numbers on the bag. Hold on, one moment. I'm gonna get a sticky note. Can you please explain the number on the bag again? Because it's the location, the date, and something else. I got my notepad. I'm ready for you to tell us what the bags mean again. I'll just wait. Thank you. David says, my goal is to have 1,000 lots for every year old I am. Eventually, that might become really hard.
Yeah.
Gets harder and harder. Yeah, exactly. Funberry Creation says, I've been searching and found some ways to rank stores, but I'm partly confused. Me too. Don't worry. JB says, I have to have 30,000 lots. I don't think that's feasible. Wait a second, David. Are you only 12 and a half years old?
If so, I'm sorry, but we got to ask you to leave Discord.
How old do you have to be on Discord?
I think 14. But they've really been cracking down on minors, so.
Alright, I'm sure Daniel's typing out his
David says, go for it, JB. Quit the day job. Lock yourself in the store.
To trick David, don't answer. He needs 19,000 lots. That's a lot.
Good to see that you can be on our Discord.
You know, having talked with you, if you were 12 and a half, you're very mature.
Yeah. Yeah, your voice does not match your age.
Yeah. Ben says I need 22,000 lots, almost 50% there. All right, unfortunately, I'm gonna say Daniel is no longer typing out his answer.
We lost.
Which is very unfortunate.
The Lego caught him.
Yeah. Do2 Brick says, don't ask how many lots I would need. I guess technically we could go through that old stream and find. I just don't know what stream that was.
Yeah.
Funberry Creation says, my goal is to have 3,000 lots, but I don't have a date set. I'm at 126 subs on YouTube, and 200 subs by the end of the year is my goal. I would say set a goal for yourself for lot count and piece count or whatever you want to do, and set a date. That has helped us tremendously.
Yeah.
Like,
having a hard date.
A hard day, which is approaching quickly.
Yeah, I'm
with
worried.
a lot count and a piece count. Do it. It's amazing. It totally motivates you. Even if you don't get to that goal, we are so close to like.
Well, it's like
it's totally helping.
If you set a goal, let's just say you want to, not lots, but let's just say you want to make $100,000 next year, and you don't do that because it's not exactly a realistic goal. If you make 80,000 and you normally make 50, that's still way better. Mm-hmm. So just go ahead and set a.
Yes, that's what we've done, Ben, and it's a little unrealistic, specifically for the part count, but possibly. Just Bricks, have a good one.
Goodbye.
Whenever you leave, because your phone's gonna go.
David says that he's proud to know that we consider him a mature 12.5-year-old.
Cynthia says, I just got to 2,800 plus lots and over 56,000 parts. I've been trying to add lots and pieces at least every week. I've seen sales increase as I get more lots. That's amazing. That's what we have been hoping for. And
hoping.
Actually, if you look at our Brick Freedom Now, Paul.
Yeah.
It's green. Everything except the average sale. So that's good.
That is good. 4%. Yeah.
4% up from last month, which isn't much.
No,
nor was last month a good month.
No.
But hey, it's up. That's good.
Maybe it's a sign the summer slump is.
Although before like 3 hours ago we were like down 7%, but we've had like 5 orders in the past 2 or 3 hours, which is very nice.
Maybe it just one day the summer slump just ends.
Yeah. David says just make $300 a day, baby.
Realistic.
I don't know what that was in relation to. Maybe that was in relation to making 100 grand a year. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, maybe that's what it ends up being.
Well, yeah. Realistically, I want my revenue to be 200 to 250 a day to cover the overhead and pay myself full time. Just Bricks Brick Kiln says mine's down by like 88%, but I didn't open until last week. Yeah, that might be why. Cynthia says I'm getting through all of my backlog, and it has been helping me to get my store's stress level under control, so it's double help for me. That's great. I am not good at not stressing.
Evan, you need to read a book called Essentialism, The Guide of Getting More Out of Less. The
I
Guide of
enjoy
Getting More
stressing, though.
Out of Doing
That's the...
I know, but there's positive stress and there's negative stress.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
And, you know, one of the primary rules of that book is that you need to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. Because studies have consistently shown that for every hour of sleep you lose 3 hours of productivity. So
I usually do get about 7 hours of sleep. Not every night. There are nights where I get 4.
I guess you've gotten a lot better than you. That was a voice crack right there.
Yeah, that was
wow.
very nice. You're
Maybe
12
I'm not
and
in
a
my
half.
20s. But I guess you've gotten a lot better than you used to.
Yes. Yeah.
David, that's on my reading list. I already, it's in my Kindle library. Read Atomic Habits and Digital Minimalism. I've been saying I was going to read it for years because I don't want to talk about it. I'm just going to say I have read it now because I know it will start a whole political conversation. But I have been ragging on a certain psychologist by the name of Jordan B.
Daniel,
Peterson
welcome back.
for a very long time because of some unrelated to his book comments he's made, which I still disagree with. But I finally sat down to actually read 12 Rules of Life, his 12 Rules to Life, and I gotta say it was actually a really, really, really good read. So I finally just finished that. Still don't like him, but I like his book. Anyway, that's all I'll say on that. And then I just, right now I am reading The Bitcoin Standard. I need to slow down building anyway, so I can just pull up my reading list.
Do you read on your phone?
Usually no. I have a lot of audiobooks on my phone.
Oh.
But I have an actual written down reading list. So there are 52 items on my reading list, so I'm not going to read them all. But next up is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I've read before, but I want to go through and annotate it. How to Read Literature Like a Professor, Getting to Yes, Deep Work, Rules for a Focused Success in a Distracted World, The Millionaire Next Door, and then 100 Million Offers. And then there's a whole bunch more from my long reading list of stuff. The Omnivore's Dilemma. I've never actually read 1984, and so that's on there. I really need to read that. The Wealth of Nations, eventually I'll get to, but I've heard that is a rough read, but it's something I really want to read. I keep putting it off. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Yeah, David, I understand, but if you read his book and you don't associate it with who wrote it, I gotta say it's a pretty good book. But yeah, Soulflame says Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book. Yeah, it's a fantastic book. Unfortunately, I was a little disappointed. You know, I guess, you know, there's a philosophy called death of the author, which basically means that who wrote the book, why they wrote it, and what they were intending to say is entirely irrelevant. It only matters what the book actually says. And with Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was kind of disappointed to learn that the entire thing is a lie. People have gone and investigated, and he actually did not make any money, did not make very much money before he sold the book. The majority of his income has been from the Rich Dad brand, which is a little disappointing, but it is still fantastic advice. So yeah, I do really recommend you read it, even if it's not honest, if the actual things that he's saying are true. But yeah, it's a fantastic read. I recommend every single person read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Cynthia says, I'm finally getting my storage set up this week.
Nice.
That will help get things organized better. I'm also setting up barcodes on all my drawers. Fantastic.
How many drawers do you have at the moment?
David says Deep Work is Cal Newport, same author as Digital Minimalism. I'm mowing through my self-help books. Want to read more fiction too, as I'm afraid of taking myself too seriously. Yeah, I try to read 3 nonfiction books for every 1 fiction book I read. So that's and I try to average a book every 2 days. Audio-wise, I don't actually have the time to sit down and read paper. That I kind of books that I think I can just understand by listening to. Basically, if I don't think that it's complicated enough that I need to annotate it, I listen to it. If it's complicated enough that I need to annotate it, then I read it in paper. Just because I only have an hour a day that I budget to reading paper books. But yeah, and Soulflame says, but it does mean he succeeded in his business. Yes, that is true, except the fact that the Rich Dad brand, the business, Rich Incorporated, has gone bankrupt 6 times.
Okay. I will, and very carefully say this, because it's not 100% accurate, but you can go bankrupt
without being bad at business. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
in
you
a
can
positive
strategically
way.
go bankrupt. Yes.
Now 6 sounds like a lot. Was that strategic?
Well, he's been. A lot of people say that it was part of. There's been no evidence of this that I could see that was like court-worthy evidence, but a lot of people have said that it was some kind of some kind of a money laundering thing or something like that. I don't want to repeat that because there's not enough.
Too bad. You already did.
Evidence, but I've said it,
Yep.
like Evan says. But I'm not saying that it's true. So there's something going on there. He definitely has a habit of a lot of dishonest stuff, but so does Elon Musk.
Yes,
and I consider Elon Musk to be a fantastic businessman, even though he
I was wondering why you were going to say that.
has done some rather unscrupulous things. That's just kind of the way that when you get to a certain level of business, you have to pick your morals. Pick a couple things that you're going to, at least this is my opinion. We're obviously not there. But I feel like you kind of have to reach a point where either you give up on all your morals.
Bye, James. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes. Sorry we're getting off task. But you kind of have to pick a couple things that you really value and stick to those. But you kind of can't have everything. So, I try not to judge too much on that, but with the Rich Dad Poor Dad thing in his personal life, it seems like he does some stuff that I don't agree with. So, there, but that doesn't mean the book is not good. Daniel Pisa responded. You can write it down.
Daniel. Okay. Thank you
Day
so
of
much.
the week. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Yes. Goodbye, James. I think I already said that, but
Okay.
Funbrick says I listen to audiobooks while I record building. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I just try and listen a lot. Soulflame, sure, but Lego stole the idea of the 2x4 brick from an American. That guy, after seeing the success Lego had, sued them, lost, and died an alcoholic. Yeah, I mean, there's like Apple and Apple Records. Yeah, there's tons of stuff like that. What is it? The 48 Laws of Power. Another interesting read. I would say it's a very valuable book, but just like The Prince by Machiavelli, you have to temper it with reality. It's basically the rules of power is kind of...
Thank you, Daniel. Now I know.
It is the ultimate amoral handbook. It is not an immoral book. It is just the ultimate amoral handbook to how to win in any situation that you could possibly come across in your entire life. It's basically 48 rules on how to completely ruin anybody's life and get the most out of any situation that you can encounter.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
The 48 Rules of Power. It's a book by Malcolm Gladwell. After watching Hollywood he used to be a screenwriter, I believe, or a writing assistant, and he would watch all these actors and Hollywood elites, and he started writing down the things that they did over and over again to screw each other over, and which ones came out on top and how they stayed on top. And he formulated into basically 48 essential rules to stay in power. And it's a very good read. But just like all the books that are, I would consider, amoral handbooks, like The Art of War, The Prince. That whole, you know, spiel of stuff. You know, the 12 Rules of Life. You have to also temper it with your own gut feeling of when things go too far. I feel like you could very easily read Malcolm and get lost in it if you don't think critically about what he says in the acknowledgement, or in the foreword, which is basically his justification for wielding power is that if you know you're a competent person, then it is your moral obligation to ensure that you are the person in charge. Because if you don't screw over other people and you allow a non-competent person to take charge, then you're dooming way more people to suffer because of that incompetence. So yeah, very interesting theory. And I did not know he had a podcast. Actually, I'll have to read that.
You're gonna read a podcast? Wow.
Sorry, listen. Yes, my brain is going.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's. I've got so much more other stuff. A friend just recommended me a book. I have a separate category for suggestions because I always say, like, you know, I'll look into it, but if I took every reading suggestion, I would never actually finish anything. Sex and the Constitution, A History of America's Religion and Conservatism, which sounds very political, but I will read it nonetheless. But David West says Revisionist History is the title. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I have a ton of books that I need to read. My therapist told me I need to read a book called Boundaries, so I ordered that, and so I got to read that. And then what else am I going to be reading? The Federalist Papers I need to read. At some point I need to sit down and actually read Nietzsche. You know who I'm talking about. But I've tried multiple times to read those books, as well as Kant, and they're as Evan knows, I read a lot, and sometimes boring things, but those books are rough.
T, I love your comment.
Thank you. Hey, Paul, you're no dumbass.
Okay,
Thank you.
Here's my question to you, T. I don't read.
Yeah, I have been trying to get him. You know, there's a couple books. I've made a short list of books that I think, because Evan and I own a business together, it's worth me paying him to read.
No, the thing is, though, it's less the fact. It's the fact that I can't sit down and enjoy.
If you're going to get paid $100 to read a book,
short book, it doesn't change what I retain or what I enjoy about it. That's the key.
What if you read a book on how to read books?
I think it's a little maybe.
But
the truth is, I can't sit and read because there's too many things going on in my mind. That, like, literally in school, this was a problem. I'd open a book, and I could read a whole page. But while I was reading, I was thinking about other things.
It's the same thing I do.
And I get to the end, and I actually have no clue what I just read. But in my mind, I was looking and reading each word and stuff. But I was thinking about something else as I was reading, and I have literally no clue what I just read. Soulflame, books make you very smart. Our brain's a very powerful tool in life. Well, I'm stupid then. I
maybe you should.
Like, it's actually just.
Maybe you should take a reading class, an adult reading class. Like, not for people who can't read. But there's
no, I understand what you're saying.
Like methods specifically.
Like, in all honesty, short form stuff to me is very enjoyable because I can focus for a short period of time on one story or concept or whatever it is, long form things where I need to put the book down and come back to it later, that for me is more difficult.
Okay, well, it took me 6 hours to listen at double speed to Essentialism.
But again, if I'm not listening and I'm not focusing on what I'm listening to.
But your brain, if you hear something intriguing, your brain will pull you back to it, right? You don't necessarily need to
Right, but what if I just
focus on every
the
word.
last
Well, okay, let's
2 minutes of it?
Then if your brain pulls you back, most of the time you'll be able to kind of extrapolate what's going on, right? Like the secret to speed, I mean, in your case it might be a bit more extreme, but the secret to speed reading is not to read every word. It's to only read the words that are important. You know, I don't know, maybe the fact that I take like 10 milligrams of Adderall has something to do with this. But,
Legally.
you know, yeah, legally. I don't know, I think it's a learned, you know, you can train your brain to do those things. And I think that in the case of reading, especially if you plan on going into business, it is vitally important that you have that skill. Anyway, let's see, people have been talking. David West asked, do you read any Plato or Socrates? Yes, in my first go at college, I did. Once again, on my list. Basically, all of philosophy is on my list. It's something, I consider myself a bit of an armchair philosopher, but I've stopped doing that because I have not actually read any of the foundational literature, and so I thought it was wrong to kind of postulate on things that I don't know anything about. So it's on my list. My goal for kind of the rest of 2021 is to kind of work my way from books for casual words in modern English, and kind of work my way to more fancy stuff. That's kind of how I've arranged my list, because I know that when I was younger, before there was kind of a period of a couple years where I stopped reading, simply because there was just way too much going on, and I hadn't realized that I needed to make time to do it, and I lost my incredibly fast reading speed. I used to, I don't want to brag or anything because I can't do it anymore, but I used to have words per minute of like 600 to 700. Or sorry, words per minute of 600 to 700, and I was in the 99th percentile in terms of reading comprehension in the state of California. But then I stopped reading for just a couple years, and that all kind of stopped. So I have to retrain myself how to be able to get through things like Nietzsche and stuff like that. And no, I have not read David. Wait, have I read? That name sounds familiar. One sec. No, I have not. Infinite Jest. The inspiration for Bo Burnham. Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, Nietzsche is absolutely on my list. I have read Camus. I consider myself to be closest to that in terms of my personal philosophy, absurdism. I would not say that I am that, but Bo Burnham, he's a comedic. Responding to Doug, he's a comedic song satirist. I don't know. How would you describe Bo Burnham? He's a comedic song satirist. But he, unlike a lot, like Weird Al is very entertaining, but Bo Burnham, I would say there's a lot deeper.
It's deep, yeah.
Yeah, he has a very, very strong message that he's trying to convey with his humor that takes a lot of thinking. Okay, yeah, Bo is a genius. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, no, I'd definitely want to read the thing that inspired him. But yeah, so yeah, I've read Camus. I started Meditations. At that point was too edgy to get through meditations. The one thing on my nighttime reading list is Zen Mind, Zen Beginner. It's like one of the foundational Zen texts. I have been working my way through the King James Bible again. Not going to really go on a religious tangent there. I'm mostly reading it for literature, but it's something that I have wanted to reread since I was a kid, as an adult. So, yeah, that kind of summarizes my reading lists. What about, oh, okay. Funbrick says, I read a lot of nonfiction books, like How the Human Body Works. Yeah, I don't read as much hard sciences as I used to. That used to be really kind of what my thing was. I thought I was going to be a physicist, specifically a quantum physicist. That's too much school. It's still an interest. If you've been, I don't know which stream it was, but there was a stream where I went on and gave like a whole lecture as my tangent. But yeah, too much school, and I enjoy what I'm doing, so. But not too much biology. Geology is also more of an interest. Let's see. JB says, my phone died, then I needed to scan something at the Six Flags app. They let me borrow a charger. I'm back at 1%. Fantastic.
Yay,
welcome back. I'm glad you're spending your emergency on us.
1%.
Okay, the mystery machine, I think, is nearing completion here. One more bag.
What's the bag for?
One more bag.
Oh, the top?
Yeah.
There's no accessories or anything with it? Just the top? Or just the
There's a little
itself?
tiny tree thing, but it's very small. JB says, I'll need to come back later and check out what I missed. You missed a bunch of almost political reading list stuff. I was describing my reading lists. Uh-oh. I don't know where that piece went. We'll come back to it.
Sticker piece?
This, yeah. Thank you. Soulflame says, it's a nice looking set. I like those compact, well-shaped sets. Yeah, exactly. This can fit on my bookshelf. The issue with a lot of sets I like is I like the very big, very detailed sets. Those cannot fit on my bookshelf. This, it can fit. So it will be going somewhere and it will actually get looked at. Which is basically now my criteria for buying Lego. Is if I'm not actually able to display it, then without my room looking like a mess, then I don't buy it. And unfortunately that removes basically everything because I try to keep my room pretty minimalist and I'm still purging stuff. So I have a bookshelf, a desk, and a closet. And if it can't fit, then it goes away. All right, so this is Scooby, and he goes in the mystery machine.
Sure. Okay.
Yep. Not exactly sure how, but we'll get there. I find it interesting. So this set only includes Shaggy and Fred and Scooby. Does not appear to include anybody else. So I will have to continue collecting the Scooby-Doo sets.
So you can get Velma and Daphne?
Yes, so I can get Velma and Daphne.
That's the names, right?
Yes, that is the name.
It sounds right in my head, but when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound right. But I think that's right, though.
Yeah, that is right. Didn't they make a live-action Scooby-Doo movie that was supposed to be more for adults?
They made multiple. Oh, no.
They were kids' movies?
Well,
or were they like Family Guy?
Exactly.
Okay.
They were kids' movies. Yeah. Doug says you do realize at least one of the Scooby-Doo sets is rather large. That's the mansion, the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, yeah. I might work on trying to, I don't know, there's a couple sets that I need to try and convince. Well, I feel like it's less I need to convince you and more I need to convince Kaylee to allow being displayed in the main house, but we'll see. Okay, bag number 3. Is it 8 studs wide?
Yes.
Yes. Dodu says, Doug says, I feel like you would have room for the polybag set. Probably. Probably. Right now what I have, and it can barely fit, it's gonna have to go. I have the Final Duel, which was a set that I bought at not Legoland, at Disney. It's a really nice set, but it doesn't really fit, so.
On your shelf, does it?
Yeah, barely.
Oh,
not with all my books.
That's not even a big set, though.
No.
Huh.
So I'm gonna have to either get rid of some books or, yeah. Doug says it was just Scooby. I see. Just a minifigure, or was it like a built Scooby?
Probably just a minifig.
Soulflame says, cool, it's the Lego Racers scale. Speaking of, I would like to thank Daddy-O Bricks again, who sent us 3 speed racers, speed champions. So I'm gonna have to get Kyle to build his, and then we'll part out the other 2.
Is that what we're doing with it?
Yeah, I think so. And they're all the same, so. There was a note in there that said it was okay to part them out. He wouldn't be offended, so. Funbrick Creations, I have the same issue, Paul, when I want to buy sets and also expand my store. Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is, I don't know, I don't want to say something I'm going to regret. Evan and I are not crazy Lego enthusiasts. We like it, and we buy it, and we had it as children, and we've continued to have it our entire lives. But we also don't spend hundreds of dollars a month on it, like some people do. So I guess, you know, in some ways that's a plus, because, you know, we're okay shelving things, you know, after they've been sitting out for a while. And also, we don't constantly need new sets, but there are definitely a lot of sets that I see that I do want. But then it's like, you know, like we were saying earlier, Tesla or Lego. And the decision there is quite easy for me, unfortunately.
Lego.
What did I do? I made an oopsie. Funbrick says I can only buy sets that are designed to be displayed rather than play sets. Yeah, exactly. Soulflame says, do you buy sets only for the display then? Yes, if I'm going to buy a new set, it's going to be for the display. But there are some, I guess, technically play sets that I think look cool enough to be a display set, and I might buy one of those. Or if it's a theme or a specific item that I have an emotional attachment to from like my childhood or something, I might buy it and display it. But yeah, mostly display sets. I really wish that they would make a lot more, you know, I like things that look cool. The theme is less important. There are some themes that I do definitely like Star Wars, Harry Potter, those things, but I wish that for some of their other themes, they would make more display sets. Because, I mean, I think some of the hidden side sets look cool, and there definitely are hidden side sets that are display sets. But, you know, I'd totally buy a display set for that brand, or, you know, I'm just trying to kind of look at what we have. But, you know, there's lots of the Marvel stuff. There are not very many Marvel display sets. Right, a lot of them are these tiny little play sets, and I really want a Marvel display set, so, you know, it's a little frustrating. Soulflame says, it's funny how people's LEGO hobbies are so different. I only buy sets for the parts and never build them. Do you build mocks and stuff, or do you just do it for your store? Because I have not built a mock in more than a decade.
Soulflame says, yeah, mocks.
Mocks. Yeah, I just don't have the time or the focus to sit down and build something. If I'm going to be engaged in a creative activity like that, I'd much rather write or work on business stuff than, you know, if I'm going to be productive, then I'd rather be creatively productive in other things. So, yeah. Also, I have horrible spatial awareness, like the worst spatial awareness.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, and so for me, designing even a very basic thing is very, very difficult. So it would just lead to frustration, which I'm sure I could learn to overcome that, and I kind of will have to with Banana's tank. But yeah. All right, we're now building the tree. The mystery, I guess I should show off the mystery machine. Mystery machine, it's very cool, very small, which is nice. We've got Fred and Shaggy up front, and that back is not on all the way. Fred and Shaggy up front, and the little flower and stuff. Obviously, it says the mystery machine on the side, and it opens to reveal. I guess I can take the lid off. Opens up to reveal a hamburger and Scooby, as well as, I assume, what are their monster tracking equipment. So, yes, very nice, very cool. And now we're gonna build a spooky tree.
Spooky tree?
Yeah, it's almost too spooky for me. I don't know if we can show it on the channel.
Well,
yeah. Soulflame says, I like to build big spaceships. For the greebling and the interiors, I always build minifig compatible mocks. Greebling. I don't know that word.
Little service announcement here. If you need 263 tires,
yeah, please.
specifically the tire 21 millimeter diameter by 12 millimeter offset tread small wide in black, we have a lot of them.
Yes, I did those yesterday. You're gonna want to double count that.
I will, don't worry. But also I don't want to double count this.
James says, I'm back, want to see how it looks. You just missed the big show off, but I'll do another quick little one for you. So we've got Fred and Shaggy up front, mystery machine, and now let's see if I can open it without breaking it. We've got Scooby and a hamburger in the back there, as well as some monster tracking equipment. So yes, very nice. Will look great on my bookshelf. So that is fantastic. Oh, James saw it. Okay, great. Now there are going to be a lot of extra parts left over because the stickered parts came separately. So I believe these will be going into the store as new parts. Greebling is all those tiny little details you put on a flat surface to make it look more interesting instead of just flat and boring. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I know what... Well, I didn't know what that means. Now I know what it means. Thank you for learning me a new word.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, have you learned any new words recently?
Never.
Oh, what was the word? I make fun of Evan all the time because he didn't know what infiltrate meant. This was many years ago, but he didn't know what infiltrate meant. And I mocked him for it. And there have been a couple other words.
It wasn't that I didn't know what it meant. It's that we were talking about the same thing, and I didn't feel that it fit in the situation the way you were using it.
I don't know about that.
Oh my god, whatever.
So there was a word a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, that you didn't know.
Before I left that I didn't know, and it was apparently a pretty common word.
And I was going to remember it, and I didn't.
And, oh, till.
Oh yeah, till.
Till. I
right.
did not know that till meant cashier, the cash register. I thought it meant like to till the earth, right?
See,
like farming.
I guess I watch a lot of like game show type things where it's like a competition, like count your till. I want to say Great Food Truck Race is the one that uses that word often. They count the till at the end of the day, how much they have in their little box. I think. I don't know where I learned it, but to me that's been a word I just knew. So now I can make fun of Paul, which is
Maybe
amazing.
there was a second stickered piece that wasn't supposed to come.
Huh?
I'm missing one of the
Didn't he say
pieces.
something about the tree?
Yeah, but it's... Oh, this must be the piece that he... Okay, there were multiple stickered pieces on this tree. And I thought he... No. Okay, maybe it's the two parts on the tree. That's fine. I'll live.
That's good.
I must have misunderstood. Anyway, okay. Doug says, I will not be back until I am done. Done with what? Unless you're already gone.
It's probably his game night.
Oh, right.
Although, usually he's not at the stream, so I don't know.
My game night died many months ago. Very sad. Noi. I do not know what that's... Noi? I think he probably... Oh. Used till in a third form. Yes. Okay. That is a valid use of the word till as well. But, yeah, I didn't know what that meant, so Evan and Kyle mocked me for a bit. But I just gotta wait for Evan to not know another word, and then we'll be fine. Unfortunately, I feel like because we are now much older, there are probably less words that Evan does not know. Evan, what are some words you don't know?
I need to count.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Evan is counting some black tires over there. Very horrible job.
Yes, and if I lose count, I gotta start over. There's supposed to be 263. I really don't want to lose count. But I have 100 in that bin, I think.
I will allow you to let's do that. Yes, I did tires the other day. First time doing tires. Quite tiring.
That was a pretty good one.
Doug says, language is fascinating to me. How word definitions can shift over time, where they originated from, etc. Yes, I just learned the other day that priority has only meant, the plural form of priority has only existed for around 200 years. Before that, priority was only possible as a singular. To use it plural would be nonsensical because you could only have one priority, right? It's the single most thing that's the most important to you in that given moment, and you can only have one of it, which I thought was very, very interesting.
Wait, as opposed to what?
Priorities. Priority.
Oh, having multiple priorities.
You can only have one priority.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, which, you know, I suppose kind of reflects culture, but yes, Soulflame says he has too many tires. I hope that we don't have too many tires.
We might.
One stop tire shop. You know, I wonder if...
Wow, I got the same exact number you did. That's
wow.
amazing, actually.
You need to recount that. Something's wrong there. I wonder if our used source has stickers.
Stickers?
Because he's tried to offload stickers to us before, and I've always said no. But I wonder if he has if he has the sticker for this. Yeah, the missing one. I should reach out to him.
Probably doesn't want to just sell you one sticker sheet, though.
Yeah, that is true. But I'd probably buy it at market value, so. Or close to. Soulflame says, English is interesting and it has so many influences from French during the UK-France war period. Yes. Linguistics is very fascinating, especially English, just because it's such a hodgepodge of everything. Like the word hodgepodge. T. Haynes says, I'm stoked. Some guy just bought almost all of the tires in my store.
Nice.
I really hope that happens. Send him our way.
How much did it weigh, though? Because if you buy all of our tires, that's 40 pounds of tires, probably. Like with that, like for sure. Oh, easily.
Could we? No, we could not fit that in a large box. It'd have to be a multiple.
It'd have to be a couple large flat rates at least, yeah. But yeah, come buy tires from us.
Yeah, please.
If you're in need of tires.
All right, I'm almost done here. So I just got to put the little zombie dude, who I no doubt is trying to engage in some land theft. You know, have you ever noticed
who
that
I no doubt is trying to engage in?
I guess I'm trying to engage in some. Yeah, wow.
What?
Most Scooby-Doo villains are trying to engage in land theft or devaluation of some kind.
That's true.
They're always trying to scare people so they can get a good deal on the land.
Yep.
Which is probably what makes it entertaining to adults, because that is very scary. Soulflame says, the funny fact is that English nearly went existence. French was everything in high society, and English was the language of the peasants. Funny how things turned out a few centuries later. Yes, in England, the majority of the nobility spoke French. I'm going to say the wrong king name, so I'm not going to say any. But eventually it got changed. But yeah, well, that the reason is because the people from William the Conqueror, they interbred, and that was kind of the start of English, and then those people eventually became the peasants. So, yes, very interesting. Okay, JB says, checking in still at 1%, leaving the park now. Good luck. Okay, let me show off this tree here. So, this is a tree. It's missing the stickers. There's supposed to be a scary face on it. But here's a tree. Pretty cool. That was me showing off the tree.
Cool.
Any last comments before I finish? Excuse me. Before we
Paul
finish.
is tired.
Yeah, we finish up here. Yeah, it's bedtime at 5 o'clock. Anything? Let's see. Have I missed anything? I don't have the thing. Oh, JB says bye. Okay, I guess we're ending. So I get to screw up my spiel. There's another fun word for you. Spiel. All right. If you enjoyed this stream, then please remember to hit the subscribe button down below. Also, leave a like and a comment. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. If you really like our channel and you want questions to thank you, Soulflame. You have interrupted me. What are all those spare parts? So when I bought this set, the seller did not have the stickers, and he was very, very nice, and he, for no additional cost, he happened to have almost all the stickered pieces in his store as stickered pieces, and so he gave them all to me.
Wonder if we have any stickered pieces from the mystery. We might,
but I doubt we have the tree, at least not in the inventory.
No.
So he was willing to throw all this in for free. And because the set was new, he didn't pull out the original ones. So these are all the stickered parts. I'm a little concerned as to what this piece is, because this is not supposed to be stickered, but we'll worry about it later. So yes, very cool. The store name is Daddy-O's Bricks. I'll give him a little shout out because he was very nice to us. There's a little QR code there. I doubt you can scan it through the computer, but yeah, if you want to go check out Daddy-O's Bricks, owned by Bill Bloom.
I see where it goes.
So
it goes on the back of this piece.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Cynthia says, have a great week. I will miss next week, says I'll be at family member's wedding in Sonoma, California.
Nice. You're close then, sort of.
Close-ish, yeah.
Not really.
Awesome. Enjoy California. I don't know if you're from here or not.
A good few hours away.
Enjoy California. James says, when's your next stream?
Next Saturday.
Scheduled every Saturday. Sometimes things get interrupted and we don't make it, but almost every Saturday, 3 o'clock. Yeah, if you want more, you can join our Discord. I'll continue my spiel where I left off. You can join our Discord. There should be a link in the description down below, as well as on every video.
I feel like everyone
on
who's
our
here
channel.
is in the Discord.
Please join our Discord if you're not already there. There are tons of updates and tons of people willing to help you out with all of your various problems. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you. If you want to hear more about my trip, I will be making a Patreon post. I was supposed to do it yesterday. Probably not going to get to it today, but tomorrow morning I will make a Patreon post probably with some photos from my trip as well. I went whiskey tasting, so I will do a segment on that as well. Yep, thank you. Enjoy, and have a great rest of your day.
But Evan, someone might watch this later.
What? What did we say?
Oh, you're right, Doug. You're right. I said everyone here is already in the Discord, probably.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. All right, well, if you're not in the Discord, go join the Discord. Bye, everyone.